Dear students, welcome to this class of pharmacology. Our today's topics is clinical pharmacokinetics. Clinical pharmacokinetics is a very important topic in pharmacokinetics, and it is rather confusing to many students. I have seen many of my students, they confuse these things, they think this is rather complicated. So we will try to simplify this topic. Okay, so without further ado, let's start. So what is clinical pharmacokinetics? Clinical pharmacokinetics relate the pharmacological effects of a drug and concentration of the drug in an accessible body compartment, that is blood or plasma, as this changes in time. That means clinical pharmacokinetics is the study of doses and their responses, mainly these things. Okay, now you can see here that what are the information that could be achieved from clinical pharmacokinetics. One is quantitative relationship between drug dose and response, which I have mentioned already, and the another thing is drugs concentration in body fluids and their adjustments by changing doses for the benefit of the patients. Of course, in our entire medical career, our prime purpose is to benefit the patients. So for benefit of the patient, we do some calculations here. In clinical pharmacokinetics, we need to perform some calculations on doses of drugs in order to achieve a certain plasma concentration of a drug. Okay, so now let's see the parameters. What are the things we actually measure in clinical pharmacokinetics? Bioavailability, volume of distribution, clearance, and half-life. Okay, now in this lecture we will talk about few other related topics as well, because in order to understand all these things, we have to go through many other small topics. Okay, so let's see what is order of kinetics. Order of kinetics is mainly talked in respect to elimination or excretion. However, order of kinetics could be applied to all of the pharmacokinetic parameters like absorption, distribution, biotransformation, and excretion. But in pharmacokinetic study or in pharmacology, we actually talk about this order of kinetics in drug excretion process or in drug elimination process only. Okay, so what is order of kinetics? Order of kinetics is it is the rate at which drugs are excreted or eliminated from the body. And order of kinetics is mainly of two types: first order kinetics and zero order kinetics. Now what is first order kinetics? So it is a process where a constant fraction of drug is eliminated per unit time. That means in 1 hour a specific percentage of a drug will be eliminated from the body, and in the next hour the same fraction, the same percentage of the drug will be eliminated. So whatever the amount of a drug is, the amount of time needed for its excretion would be the same in first order kinetics. If you look at an example, you see here that if we give drug A 100 milligram and its rate of excretion is 10% in 1 hour, then after 1 hour 10% of the drug will be excreted. That means 10 milligram will be excreted. So the remaining drug will be 90 milligram within the body. Okay, you see this here. Then after 2 hours 10% of 90 milligram will be eliminated. So 10% of 90 milligram is 9 milligram. So After 2 hours, the remaining amount of the drug within the body will be 81 milligram. Okay, and then after 3 hours, like this, 73 milligram. After 4 hours, 65.7 milligram, and so forth. Okay, and after 5 hours we are getting 59 milligrams, so and so forth. Now if we give this drug 200 milligram, okay, we are giving 200 milligram, and let's see how this order follows. Okay, so with 10% excretion rate, after 1 hour the 10% of 200 milligram will be 20 milligram. So after 1 hour the remaining amount will be 200 minus 20 equals to 180. So after 1 hour we will get 180 milligram. Then after 2 hours 162 milligrams. After 3 hours 145 milligrams, so and so forth. So after 5 hours we will get 118.3 milligram approximately. So now see, 5 hours, after 5 hours the amount of excreted drug is exactly the double of the first instance. So in this case, in 200 milligram, in the second part we have given 200 milligram of the drug, and in the first case we have given 100 milligram. So after 5 hours this 118 milligram is exactly the double of the first instance. This is 59 milligram. That means both doses will take the exact same amount of time to be excreted. Hope you understand this. So in first order kinetics the half-life will be constant because the exact percentage of drug is getting excreted in a specific time. Okay, so the half-life is constant. Most of the drugs follow first order kinetics. In our pharmacology, most of the drugs follow this kinetics, and it has a few synonyms. The synonyms are like exponential kinetics or linear kinetics. Okay, now what are the advantages of this kinetics? We can calculate the steady state concentration accurately. Okay, and then calculation of time needed of elimination. We can calculate the time needed for elimination, and we can easily construct the dosing schedules. So construction of dosing schedules is the prime advantage, I would say. Now come to the other order of kinetics, that is zero order kinetics. What is zero order kinetics? It is a process where a constant amount of drug is eliminated per unit of time. That means the exact amount of drug will be eliminated from the body, whatever the dose is. Okay, so here the total time needed for a certain drug will be different for different doses. If we give larger doses, then the amount of time needed to be excreted will be very high, and if we give small doses, then the amount of time needed to be excreted will be less or low. So you can see here an example, that is, if we give drug B 100 milligram, okay, we are giving 100 milligram, and 10 milligram is being excreted in 1 hour. Then we will get, after 1 hour, 10 milligram will be excreted from 100 milligram. So 90 milligram will remain within the body. After 2 hours, another 10 milligram will be excreted. So 80 milligram will remain within the body. After 3 hours, another 10 milligram will be excreted. So 70 milligrams will remain in the body. So after 5 hours, you can see that 50 milligram will remain within the body. However, if we give 200 milligram of the same drug and the drug follows the zero order kinetics, then what will be the result? So 10 milligram, the exact 10 milligram drug is being excreted, okay, per hour. So after 1 hour, the remaining drug will be 190 milligram. After 2 hours, 180 milligram. After 3 hours another 10 milligram will be excreted, so you will get 170 milligrams. And after 5 hours we will get 150 milligrams. So we can see that the second dose will take a lot more time to be excreted. So what are the information we can get from this order of kinetics? We can see here that the half-life will be variable. In zero order kinetics, the half-lives will be variable. For different doses, different half-lives will be there. Okay, now only a few drugs follow this order. As we have mentioned earlier, that the first order kinetics, most of the drugs follow first order kinetics, so only a few other drugs follow the zero order kinetics. For example, alcohol, phenytoin, aspirin, theophylline, etc. These are few drugs, and you have to remember the names of these drugs, as these are some exceptions. Zero order kinetics is not the kinetics which is followed by most of the drugs. So the few of the drugs follow this kinetics, this order of kinetics. You have to remain the names of those drugs: alcohol, aspirin, phenytoin, theophylline. Okay, and what are the synonyms for this order of kinetics? You can see rate limiting or rate limited, dose dependent, or saturation kinetics. Okay, now you may ask a question that can the first order kinetics follow the zero order kinetics, or the zero order kinetics can follow first order kinetics? Or to be more clear, I would say you can ask that can some drugs follow first order kinetics as well as zero order kinetics, or can some drugs follow zero order kinetics as well as first order kinetics? The answer is yes. If you give a very high dose of a drug, the drug initially followed first order kinetics. For example, suppose drug usually follows first order kinetics, but you have given a very high dose of that drug, then what will happen? If the drug follows an enzymatic process for biotransformation, then the enzymes will get saturated and the drug will follow zero order kinetics. Okay, so you can see here that mostly the enzyme mediated metabolic reactions follow zero order kinetics because the amount of enzymes is limited and can become saturated. Okay, and it is worth mentioning that passive diffusion does not become saturated. So drugs which do not undergo any biotransformation and are excreted through only renal kidney filtration process, these drugs will not follow the zero order kinetics, because they will always follow the first order kinetics, because there is no limitation, or there is no thing for enzyme saturation like that. Now what are the importance of zero order kinetics? Okay, the zero order kinetics, the importance is delay in recovery from drug overdose. If you have given a drug which follows zero order kinetics, or you have given a very large dose of drug that will follow zero order kinetics, so the total elimination time will be very long, right? So delay in recovery from drug overdose. For example, here you can see an example that alcohol in low dose follows the first order kinetics, and in high dose follows the zero order kinetics. Okay, now if a person takes a small amount of alcohol, that follows first order kinetics. Okay, so at night, a person who is taking alcohol at night, low, very small amount of